All right, what's going on, guys? Today I wanted to show how I super clean the quads. This is my 2021 Raptor 700R SE. As it sits, it's just had a quick pressure wash off all of the large mud and bulk off of the quad. So now I'm going to go in and do a contact wash and get everything as clean as I possibly can to put away for the winter. So here's a quick gauge of how dirty the quad is. You can see there's still a lot of mud stuck to the paint and plastic. There's a lot of debris, a lot of dirt stuck to the tires, caked on the tires, and all the hoses. The white hides it very well though. The black shows it quite a bit more. All right, got the air purged out of the line. I'm just gonna do a quick kind of spray off the quad, make sure I can get a little bit more of the dirt off. And then I'm gonna go and foam it up to kind of soften up the debris and dirt that's still stuck on there. Now, one thing you wanna watch out for when you're pressure washing quads, I mean, this pressure washer is an electric one, so it's not as powerful. And I have tips that bring the pressure down quite a bit, but you still wanna watch out for some areas that are going to be places to avoid. Basically, any moving parts you want to avoid blasting pressure. And anywhere in here, you got to be careful. Headlights, there's a seal. You don't want to blow out the seal in headlights. That's general for motorcycles, quads, vehicles, everything. Electrical components, you want to avoid that too. But if you're far enough away, really anywhere safe, just make sure that you're not blasting pressure into any areas. I try to avoid blasting water in the chain. That way, water doesn't get inside the chain and then start to rust things out. And I always try to clean the chain after I do a wash on the quad or any motorcycle. I usually do that after I take it for a quick ride to kind of dries it out, and then I can go in and clean it and then lube it up again. But basically, tires are fine, just don't get too close. And especially with seats too, and older seats, you want to be very careful. Don't let the pressure blast onto here too hard, otherwise it can actually rip and tear the vinyl on the seat. That's another thing. So there's a lot of things you got to be careful with the pressure washer, but it does make the job a lot quicker. When I do wash the quad and I don't have time to go ahead and lube the chain, I do just go ahead, once it's dried off and everything, I go ahead and just spray some WD on there for the time being until I can get some real lube on the chain. That's kind of one of my things I like to do. That way it prevents rusting when you don't have time to lube the chain right away or clean it. And then the pressure washer that I'm using today is the Krenzla 1622 Total Shutoff with a Obsessed Garage hose and a MTM Hydro stub nose gun with the MJJC foam cannon. I like to work top to bottom. That's kind of my thing. I try to avoid harsher chemicals at all costs, because if you don't get it all the way off, a lot of times it will corrode things. Like Simple Green can corrode aluminum. So that is just something to consider. And on my old Honda TRX 300 Sport Quad, they didn't have any plastics where like my leg would rub against the plastic. There was no decal there, but it was just white plastic. I also used Magic Eraser on that little spot because the dirt from my leg had rubbed brown into the plastic, and that kind of got rid of that brown stain that was rubbed into the plastic. For the tires, I'm not going to get them perfectly clean because you do have to use a little bit harsher chemical than soap to get these wheels, or to get the tires, the browning off the tires. Now for different sections of the engine, like right here, I like to use just a brush and just kind of agitate everything I can reach. Now that the soap has kind of soaked on there for a while, get as much as the frame as I can. Now I got the back jacked up. Since I ran it up and down the street, got the water out of the chain. Or this would be the point where we would just spray it down with WD if we didn't have time to clean the chain. But we're gonna go ahead and clean it today. So we got some brushes. Got a regular toothbrush and a grunge brush. The toothbrush is nice to get into little cracks and crevices, but for doing the overall chain, the grunge brush is awesome. And I like to use kerosene. But for this little section right here, it's nice to get in with the little toothbrush. But yeah, I was pretty happy with how the chain came out. Looks pretty good. But yeah, we like to use the kerosene. Works really good for the chains. What?
Have you seen my toothbrush?
No. What color is it?
It's blue.
Oh. No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
You ready to go quad riding?
Yeah.
It's got to snow first, though.
Yeah, it does.
You gonna ride it in the snow?
Of course.
All right. Shiny. Today is the second day of the quad detail. Just doing the final touches on it. Gonna do the tires, clean up the tires just a little bit. And then I wanted to show you what I tried last night with this ceramic trim coating. Just wanted to give it a shot, see what it'd do to the plastic, test it out, and had it overnight in the heated garage, and came out really nice. So I'll show you that in a second. But just gonna clean these tires up real quick. Tires came out pretty good. Now I wanted to show you how the ceramic did on the black. If you can tell, this side is done, that side is yet to be ceramic. Now it didn't come out perfect, you know, you still have your scratches and stuff, but it hides it a lot better. Then you can see here is the coated versus non-coated. All right, so here's the ceramic trim wipes that I'm talking about. I tried it out on my dad's truck about a month or so ago, and I'm liking how it holds up. Most of these trim coatings that you apply don't hold up very well, but this seems to be holding up pretty decent. So I decided to try it out on the trim here, or on the plastic here, and I wanted to show you guys how I apply it. So the ceramic trim coat applicator comes in this packet and should only be applied above 50 degrees and have a minimum dry time of 30 minutes before it sees any rain. But I would always recommend to do more than that. And I always like to wear gloves because this stuff is kind of slippery. Basically all I did was just evenly apply the damp wipe to the plastic. Make sure to get even coverage and hit all the cracks. I also do this in a well-ventilated area because this ceramic does have a strong scent to it. So what I did was I let this cure. I didn't touch it, didn't wipe it off, just let it sit there for a minimum of 30 minutes, and then it seemed to be dry to the touch. So I was pretty happy with how it came out. All right, well, I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys think on my way of super cleaning the quad. I'll have a link in the description for the ceramic that I just tried. So far, I'm digging it. Definitely, in terms of looks, definitely improved the looks of the black. I'll keep you guys updated if it enhances the ability to clean the plastics off quicker. I'm curious about that, with it being a ceramic. And for longevity, I'm curious how long the coating will last. But I'll update that in the description as we move forward. And appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you in the next one.